Welcome to the Shantae Nicole podcast. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are really in our last days. I know, my grandmother was one of those people who always used to say, we're in our last days, we're in our last days. But she was saying that 20 years ago. Fast forward 20 years later, Grandma, may you rest in peace, and I hope and pray you are my guardian angel. We are really in our last days. And so I want to volunteer information. I hope and pray that this message is a blessing to you, right? Because oftentimes people get on here, they don't practice what they preach. And so it's important to cleanse your spirit. Most people are feeding their flesh. They're not feeding their spirit. And so the easiest way for the devil to get a hold of you on a spiritual level is through sex. And so it's a soul tie. See, your flesh should tell you, the doctor, scientists, researchers would tell you, when you have sex with someone, you're having sex with everybody they had sex with. But they're not telling you that's on a spiritual level, because if you have the opportunity to have health insurance, right? Because unfortunately not everybody does. Not everybody has a My Chart, or not everybody is up to date, right? Life be life, and nobody's 10 out of 10. And so sometimes you could look at somebody's My Chart, or you could say, hey, let's go down to the clinic and get tested, and everything might come back negative, right? High five. Pow. But you don't know who that person is on a spiritual level. The devil wears a mask, right? They made a whole movie about it. The devil wears Prada. And so a person can say whatever it takes to say or be whoever you need them to be. And then once you have sex with them, sometimes you might feel like they switched up on you, because now the devil can take his mask off because you have come into agreement with him. One of the things I liked a lot about the movie Sinners, which was a really great movie, right, is that in the scene, he was doing really good, right? Michael B. Jordan played a twin, and his twin had come into agreement with the girl when he had sex with her. And when he had sex with her, it kind of like made him weak, and she was able to bite him and turn him into a vampire, right? And so I want to volunteer this information. Your body really is your temple, and you should be very mindful of who you give your body to. We all like nice things, right? Not everybody lives in the suburbs. Not everybody can afford the suburbs. But there's nobody that would say, I don't want to live in the suburbs. I don't want no big house. I don't want no Mercedes. I don't want no Benz. I don't want no rent. You would never hear anybody say that, because those people do not exist, right? But one of the things that makes the suburbs, one of the things that makes a Mercedes, a homeowner, a Benz, a Range Rover, is not everybody can afford it, which means not everybody has access to it. It's a certain level you got to be at. It's a certain credit score. It's a certain tax bracket. It's a certain income level you have to be at to have access to these luxuries, right? And so you should treat your body the same way. I don't know if you saw my video, and I made a video and I was talking about how sex trafficking is real. And I was like, I'm always covered up. Right? And I had someone tell me, they said, well, that's one of the reasons why you're getting stalked. I said, no. And they said, yes. They said, because you're always covered up. They said, you leave imagination. That part. That's the blueprint, right? You leave imagination. You're always covered up. That's the blueprint. So your body is your temple, and you got to cover it. God bless you. Jesus Christ loves you. He only wants the best for you. And I hope and pray that this message has been a blessing to you. Welcome to the Shantae Nicole podcast. Bye-bye.